Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today it is so beautiful outside, it's gorgeous. So today we're gonna do something spring themed. So we are going to make a decorative tray. So I got this tray at Michael's. It was like, I don't know, it was like $18 originally and then marked down coupon. So honestly I don't know how much it ended up being, but super cute. And so we are gonna do a super fun floral springy design on it, and we're gonna be using the Creative Sister paint that I got from Auntie Tay's website, and this SVG file is also from Auntie Tay. So she has a new membership program, so if you're not familiar with it yet, click on the link below. But basically she's transitioning her Patreon family to a membership kind of model instead. So there's two platforms, I believe. There's the business plan and like regular craft plan. So you pay a monthly membership fee and you get access to tons of free SVG files, free. Beautiful files. You get discounts, early access to things, just awesome, tons of fun stuff. I joined her business plan. I'm super excited. This video is not sponsored by her, but I'm super excited to be working with her. So we're gonna make this bad boy today. I tried to get a little creative here. I tried to use some iron-on on this. Did not work, and I left it in the video purposefully just so you can see how you need to improvise. So I ended up using all paint here, but I'll walk you through the steps. All you're gonna need is some stencil film. I'm using 813, the blue stencil film I got from Auntie Tay. Also the Creative Sister paint, chalk paint, but you can use whatever paint you want, and just something to put your stencil on, and I think that's about it. So let's get started. Alright, so to start out our decorative tray, we are going to upload an image, or I'm going to use a bundle that I got from Auntie Tay. And if you haven't heard by now, she has a new membership program where she has, I think, a regular crafters plan or a business plan, and it's a flat fee per month, and you get access to hundreds of SVG files, like tons. So this is one of her new ones from her spring collection. So I'm just going to click on this. I've already uploaded it, and I'm going to come over here to insert images. And if you need to know how to upload something from the internet, I have a video on that, so just click that up in the suggested, and that will take you to that. So I'm going to be using one of these super fun spring SVG files. So I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm just going to get rid of the ones I don't want to use just yet. I love this one. I've been staring at it, so I'm going to use this one. And I think I'm going to play around with those flowers a little bit too. So now all you need to do is just stretch this to the size that you want. So I'm doing like a decorative tray from Target, so I think this should be good size. And then I'm just going to place these little flowers just kind of randomly. Just, they're so cute, I can't not use them. Alright, so now that we have it the size that we want, we are making a stencil, so we want all of this to be cut out on the same mat. So the good thing is that all of these letters are already welded, so we don't need to weld anything. But what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to highlight everything, and we're going to want to click attach. And the reason we want to do that is because now it's all red. I'm not going to do red, but it's all going to cut out together, and it's all going to be cut out on the same mat. So let's undo just so I can show you. If we just left it like this and went to make it, it would have multiple mats because it's all different colors. But once we attach everything and then go hit make it, now it's all going to be cut out together. So now we can cut this out on one mat, which is perfect because it's a stencil. So that's exactly what we want to happen. All right. So now that's pretty much it. That's the great thing about these SVG files is you really don't have to do much, and whatever you're making is going to look super, super duper cute. So now we're going to go over here to continue. We'll find our machine. And once we find our machine, we'll set our material. I'm going to cut this on, I'm using the 813 stencil film, so I believe I cut this on vinyl, and then we will cut it. So I'll transfer you to the camera and let's make this thing. So we're going to be cutting the stencil film first. So I've already cut it, which is not usually like me. I usually have a huge thing of vinyl on here for something small. So make sure this is scraped down, and then we can load our mat and cut. Alright, so we can unload our mat. So this is our stencil film that to get this off the mat, I like to like kind of bend my mat a little bit, because if you just like pull it off too hard, it might bubble or wrinkle the film because it's kind of delicate. Alright. This is just one of the flowers, so this is extra, so I'm just going to throw that aside. Alright, so I'm just going to, oh no, I'm making a stencil. Oopsies. So instead of doing what I almost just ruined this whole thing, I'm just going to weed out the middles of these, because I'm going to paint this as a stencil. Oh my gosh, I would have been so annoyed at myself if I would have kept doing that. I will say this stencil vinyl does take some getting, or stencil film does take some getting used to. When you first get the roll, you don't want to make the mistake of just unrolling it right away, because you have to kind of let the film like relax a little bit, so like let it kind of gradually unroll, because if you just unroll it right away, you're gonna end up with a mess. It just bubbles and gets all crazy. So what I did is I just kind of like lightly stretched it over my machine overnight, and that seemed to do the trick. Alright, so we're just gonna finish up over here with these leaves. There's glitter everywhere on this table. My boyfriend just gave me a death stare because there's glitter everywhere. What? He's giving me attitude about my glitter. All right. So we have our stencil, we have our iron on, so I'm going to get all my scraps cleaned up and then we can start putting this together. So I'm going to interrupt really quick. This is the part where things did not go as planned. So I tried to iron HTV onto this tray and it just would not work. So I'll show you the end result and what I ended up doing instead. All right, so good to know that whatever material this is made out of does not want my HTV to adhere to it. So I'm gonna have to go for plan B, which is I guess I could just make a stencil out of this. Gosh, I don't know. That was disheartening. But you know what? I left this in here. I could have completely edited this out, but I kept this in here because, just honestly, because not everything goes as planned and we have to improvise. So we're going to scrap that idea. Literally. And so for now, I guess I'm just gonna put this stencil on and hopefully the stencil at least sticks. We'll see. This is honestly, this product here, it's pretty flimsy, I guess is probably the politically correct term. I can get this iron out of here. This I can just do something fun with later. So I'm using this transfer tape I got from Auntie Tay. This stuff is freaking awesome. I got this humongous roll and you just peel this huge roll. You don't have to take off a carrier sheet or anything. It's freaking awesome. So I'm just gonna roll this onto my stencil and it seriously lifts your stencil like butter. I've never seen a transfer tape work this good. I swear, it is freaking awesome. All right, so got our transfer tape on there. I'm gonna cut this. I cannot believe that HTV just failed me like that, man. Well, that stinks. All right, so now we can just peel off. See, like, look at that. It's like butter. I don't know if it's the transfer tape or if it's the vinyl, or the stencil film, but holy heck. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this edge. It's basically like masking tape. Okay, so we're just going to put this right here. All right, so I'm just gonna scrape this down. And then peel this transfer tape. Okay, so yeah, this tray here is you gotta kind of press as you're peeling. Where's my? I just realized there's one little leaf I forgot to weed right here. Okay. All right, so for this, I can't decide what color I want to use. I wish you guys could talk to me through YouTube. I think I'm going to do this persimmon color, and I'm just going to use a foam brush for this. Normally I would use my stencil brush, but I forgot to wash them after the last time I used them, so they're a little gross right now. So I'm going to start with this very light coat of this chalked up paint by the Creative Sister. So this is a nice chalky finish, and this is her persimmon color. All right, so let's just get into this. So I'm just going to kind of lightly brush this on. And for the leaves, I think I'm gonna do those a different color. So I'm gonna leave those alone. Okay, yeah. It's like, what, almost 10 o'clock right now. I've had my coffee. I've been to the gym, so I'm wide awake. Just having a great time crafting. So yeah, if you have a stencil brush, I would definitely use a stencil brush, but foam brush seems to be just working just fine for me. So for these little parts, seriously, all my brushes are dirty right now, so I'm just gonna have to wing this a little bit. So I'm just kind of doing like the branches, staying with the pink persimmon color. And then for the leaves, all right, so then for the leaves, I think I'll do this spring color, so very fitting for this project. So I'm just gonna do the leaves with this green. And so yeah, with these foam brushes, you just want to be careful with the stencil vinyl because they have like little like crevices, I guess, because they're like a sponge. So just being a little careful not to get it caught on your stencil, you know, the corners. So sometimes a blotting motion is a little bit more effective here. Okay, so then for the flowers, let's go in with this minty seafoam color. So I'm going to use the same brush here. I think that'll be all right. Okay, and then I forgot to dot the I for this word. All right, so I'm going to just do one more quick layer on this spring, just because I want to peel it while it's still a little bit wet. So I'm just blotting. And so yeah, this paint gives it a nice chalky, rustic look. So I think actually I'll do this flowers. It needs a little help up here. So I'm just gonna go back over these flowers. Okay. So now we can peel up our stencil. All right, so now I'm just gonna go back and weed out the middles of these letters, just being careful not to scratch your paint too much. But this stencil vinyl, really you just kind of need to like poke your vinyl and Jesus, sorry guys. The stencil vinyl will just come straight up. All right, so actually love how that looks. These colors are perfect. So I am going to cut out the hello in a stencil, and then I'll come back and finish painting this. All right, so crisis averted. Everything's fine. All right. So all right, so now we're just gonna transfer the rest of our stencil, oh my gosh, onto our tray. I'm gonna use the same piece of masking transfer tape. So I'm just gonna stick this on. I can just see myself like reaching over here and just knocking all this paint over. The fact that I have not, well, knock on wood, but the fact that I have not just destroyed our room, because this is like where my craft space is, just in our room, is really, really amazing. Nothing's caught on fire. I haven't spilled paint on anything yet. Haven't spilled glitter. It's pretty amazing. All right. So this hello part is just gonna go like, let's see. So the hello is just gonna go like right here. So scrape that down, pull off the transfer tape. Oop. All right. So now we can, I think, I'll just stick to the color. I'll do this also in like this persimmon color. So again, just starting with a light coat, and I'm just gonna start brushing this on. Okay, maybe that was a little too light. And the reason why you want to start out with a light coat of paint is because if you just like douse your brush in paint and then try to put on your stencil, you have a higher likelihood that it's going to bleed. With something like this wood is not very smooth, so obviously it doesn't look perfect. Like the lines aren't crazy clean, but that's kind of the look I'm going for anyways. So it just kind of gives it that rustic look. So with this rougher wood, that's kind of the look you're gonna get. But like if you're doing a really smooth surface and you don't want it to bleed, you want to make sure you start out with a light coat of paint and then just gradually add more and more layers, because you can always add more paint, but you cannot obviously take away. That's not rocket science. So yeah, that's my, those are my words of wisdom for today. All right. All right, so we have that pretty pink or persimmon color. So now I'm just gonna do this flower. Ooh, a lot of paint. A lot of paint. Okay. So now I'm just gonna lightly dab this flower. And these colors actually like really go. I really like these colors all together. And again, like I said before, this is just a decorative piece. I'll probably seal this. Just, you know, so in case somebody like spills on it or something. But this is just meant to be like decorative, cute, springy decorations. So nothing crazy. All right, so now that we have our stencil down, my paint is still relatively wet, so just dab this one more time. Stencil is still wet. I like to peel when the stencil is still wet, because if you don't, you run the risk of cracking your paint or pulling your paint up. So I'm just going to grab an end of the stencil, pull up, move over there. And now with my weeding tool, just go back and pull up these middles. Oop. And that is it. So now we have our super cute little, what's this? All right, take two. So now we have our cute decorative spring tray. So cute and festive. So again, paint, SVG, stencil vinyl, transfer tape, everything's from Auntie Tay. Don't forget she has a new membership program where you can join her membership and get access to tons of stuff, get discounts, get early access. It's just amazing. So with that, happy spring and happy crafting.